everybody, welcome back to another Random Sam Epic Mom. It's time for another book review. Now, I usually try, if I'm going to be doing a book in a series, to start off with the first book. Now, this series is the Sinister series, written by Stephanie Lawrence. Now, this is one of the earlier prints. Now, here's just a clue, guys. On my bookshelf here, we're starting here all the way down to here. Okay, huge amount of books in this series. And some of them will stay in order, some of them won't. But the Sinister family is, a high-ton family and such in the aristocracies in England. And in this one, Devil's Bride, which, just to refresh my memory, takes place, the setting is in Cambridgeshire in August of 1818, guys. And this is just after the Napoleonic Wars. This is, there's no cars or anything like that. Factories are just starting to become a big thing. The nobility is a very big thing. A lot of titled gentlemen have lands and such. But, there's a certain level of standards. And in this one, The Devil's Bride, it starts with the Duke of St. Ives. And it all really begins when a young lady who doesn't really want to go out in society as herself, but she's become a finishing governess. So pretty much she goes around to some of the higher up families, and she preps their daughters for making their come-outs into society. One thing after another happened. She took on a client who she really wishes she hadn't, but she's coming back from church. And it's not that she went to church just to, because it's the right thing to do, because she's, religious, trying to get information on the local Duke. Because the family she's staying with, the mother's like, oh, we've already got this, Duke wrapped up, he's practically engaged to my daughter. And she has no idea who this Duke is. She has no information about it, so she can't really prep the daughters or anything. So, anyways, the names of our characters here is Honora Weatherby. And she comes from a very, prestigious family, but her branch of the family has kind of been estranged, I guess would be the nice way to put it. So she doesn't really have much to do with them, and she stumbles upon a young man who has been shot. And being a kind person, she's there with him. She's not going to leave him to suffer on his own. When another gentleman rides up, who ends up being the Duke St. Ives. Now, he is called Devil. You will find out later in the story that this is a nickname he got as a child. Him and a couple of his cousins all have, unique names like that. Devil, Demon, Vane, Lucifer, all that. So, if nothing else, it gives you some kind of neat things. So, Devil Sinister is very much a rake, top of the class. He's at that age where he needs to marry. And when he meets Honora, not only is she helping this young man, who ends up being Devil's younger cousin, she kind of inspires him. And although his all these mishaps and such, Devil has decided she is the perfect woman to be his Duchess. And Honora, being, stubborn, it's like, no, I'm not going to do this. So he's got only a certain amount of time to really convince her that she is Duchess material, that she is the right woman for the job. And she is so set and determined that she's going to go off and she's going to have an adventure. And she's so set in her mind. And you got to remember, back then, guys, women did not have complete says. Unless they had a fortune, and even then, they didn't really have a lot of say in their lives. So, but she's determined she's gonna do what she wants. And this other strong-willed Duke is, he's like, no, I'm going to convince her. And every little step he takes convinces, if not her, then the ton around them, all the old biddies and such, that she's the right one for him. And she's going to have her eyes opened into not only what her place is in society that she can take, and that she is the perfect bride for him, but she's also going to help him find out what happened to his cousin. She's going to help him protect the family. And I loved this story. I love any of her stories set in this time frame because they are just great stories. They get into that time of life because, guys, this is back when they had indoor plumbing wasn't really a thing. There was no cars. There was none of that. There was a very big social class divide, and people lived in a completely different way back then. There is no way that we could truly experience that ourselves. But there were some standards that, you almost wonder what it would have been like. And thank goodness I didn't live back then because I would get in so much trouble. But I love the idea of imagining what it would have been like to be in one of the top, society tiers, to be able to be put out there and have that type of background. But more importantly, I liked these stories because it's great to imagine what it would be like to be rich, to be a landed gentry, to be aristocracy, all that. But the thing is that as much as, we enjoy the society that we live in, there was a lot of responsibilities put on him. And in the Sinister novels, you see how important family is, but how the person who is in charge of the family, who is the patriarch on the family, the one who's supposed to be there for everybody, how much pressure there is. And how in that society, if you weren't the right type of female, if you weren't raised to expect those responsibilities, how overwhelming they could be. And in this story, Honora has pretty much, her parents had raised her then, she had lost her parents, but she was raised to be in that part of society. And she is such a strong-willed female that she is a perfect match for Devil. And it is just great to imagine this. There are so many different types of women that she writes about in these books, but I love the fact that it's showing that just because you are strong-willed doesn't mean you want somebody to boss around. You want somebody who's going to be a partner, and I love stories like that. I love the idea of, and again, I'm a romantic at heart, so I love the idea of a man saying, that is the woman I've been waiting for. That is the one who I knew was out there. And him having to convince her. I love the idea of having, whether it's male or female, be so sure that is the right one and taking the steps to make it work. Because in today's society, we live in a society where it is so easy to get married and just as easy to get divorced. It is no true commitment always there. And I happen to be married, and I've been with my husband for over 20 years. And it has shown me throughout my life that true romance, true partnerships have to continuously be worked towards. You have to continuously strive to make that partnership work. And I loved these stories because in a time when society was a little bit simpler but stricter, you still had those challenges. You still needed that partner to make the life you wanted. And I hope you guys will give Stephanie Lauren's books a chance. The Sinister novels are wonderful. Devil May Care, besides Devil himself, but the rakes there and the society, it is a great kind of glimpse into what history was like. Not accurate, obviously. It's a romance, guys. But it kind of gives you an idea of what it could have been like. So if you guys get a chance, please give it a read. Give any of her books a read because they are wonderful. And let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. And guys, remember, a book is an escape. It is a friend. And it is a way of just trying something new, even if you're scared to. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that. Please check out our other videos already on YouTube. And give us a like and subscribe. And if you hit that bell for notifications, you'll know when we put something new out. So try to make every day matter by finding the fun. You guys have a great one. Bye.